Investigators are searching through the former ranch of Jeffrey Epstein over allegations it may have been used for criminal activity. We're talking about Zorro Ranch. You probably have heard of it. He used to own it. It's just like, maybe half an hour outside Santa Fe. New Mexico's Justice Department says it conducted a search yesterday in cooperation with the ranch's new owners. You'll remember that the state attorney general had reopened an investigation into the ranch last month after it was closed in 2019. Following new allegations from the Epstein files. The AG did not specify which allegations, but some of the documents recently released by the DOJ included an email to a local radio host alleging, I'm quoting here, somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G. Now, no evidence has surfaced to confirm these allegations, and attorneys for Ghislaine Maxwell did not immediately return our request for comment. Ryan Reilly is covering this one for us. So let's talk it through. There's been a lot of attention on, obviously, Epstein's Island. There's been a lot of attention on the New York townhouse that he owned. And now it feels like the spotlight has shifted to this Zorro Ranch here, right?
Exactly. So there's this Truth Commission that's operating, and it's a multi-million-dollar investigation.
This is through the New Mexico state legislature.
Correct. Right. Aimed at looking at what exactly went wrong in terms of what could they have missed in state laws that could have been improved or fixed to prevent this from happening sometime.
By the way, that was only fairly recently opened, right? After the release of the DOJ documents.
Exactly right. And so, I mean, when you're talking, it's a little bit, I think, as you read in sort of that intro there, there's questions about what exactly they're zeroing in on. But I think that this is meant to sort of give some answers to the public rather than necessarily, at the moment at least, based on what we know, focused on any individual criminal charges. Of course, you can't charge Epstein because he's dead. But, I think that's basically what they're trying to do is get at some of the truth of this and reveal what gaps there might be in state law.
In other words, if there were any other co-conspirators kind of thing?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
I think going to, it's very sort of early on. But the nice thing is that they have a pretty tight timeline for when they're actually going to get the report out. So this isn't going to be one of those investigations that just goes on forever and we don't really have an answer. There will be some sort of public result in this investigation, and the Democratic AG is very focused, on this as well, and has made these announcements about what they're looking into there.
Survivors have been pushing, some of them, for this investigation, including the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who, of course, is Jeffrey Epstein's one of his most prominent accusers here. You talk about the timeline being somewhat, would you call it accelerated or at least contained, right?
Contained, yeah. I think when they limit themselves to a number of certain months, then I think that's certainly there's a little bit of an expedited basis there. But a deadline can sometimes push you, as journalists know. If you have a deadline you got to face down, you got to produce a product by that point. So this isn't something that could just be stalled forever.
Ryan Reilly, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.